Hey, frenemies. This week's 757 podcast is our State of the League addressed episode. Welcome back, frenemies. Episode 95. I'm your host, Chris. You know me. To my right, the commission. And to the left, we got Turtle Power.
I like turtles.
As Daniel to my left here, he's the guy who really has all the control to make the playoffs. If you want to be in the playoffs, pay him.
Yes, he's our resident
Venmo him
accountant
something.
That handles all of our spreadsheets.
I can't second guess his numbers, so I have no clue, but
they're all certified by a CPA.
that's true. That's very true. We handed Daniel the reins, really, when it came to this half win when we started doing that.
Yep.
But 2 years ago, because Sean was like, okay.
It's too complicated for my feeble mind.
So, Sean, what are we talking about here to our league mates?
Yeah, so we'll kind of, after we go over this part of it, we'll give a kind of state of the league and what we think maybe happens going forward. But I've gotten a couple questions this week from guys about the tiebreakers. Mm-hmm. It gets a little confusing when we're talking about the tiebreakers. Not to mention any names, but Tim apparently has a thing with this win percentage. Mm-hmm. But I'll throw it over to Daniel here, and you can kind of go down explaining what the different tiebreakers are and the order they go in.
Okay, so we have 6 tiers. First tier is wins. So no matter what, if you have less losses, more points, anything, if they have more wins than you, they're going to be ahead of you in the standing. So
as it should be.
If you look now, you see Joe has 11 wins, 4 losses, and Tim has 10.5 wins and 3 losses. But it doesn't matter because Joe has more wins.
Wins out.
Wins all day.
If you didn't do that, then it'd be pointless to have the half win.
Right.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Just had that. I was like, I got to play it.
All right. Next
second tier?
Yeah, second tier, win percentage or basically less losses. Yeah. So, again,
as Daniel said, a fancy way to say less losses.
Less losses. So we see that there with Morgan and Sean where even though... Did you guys do head-to-head?
We did. He has the head-to-head on me, so I'm losing this either way, but just for example's sake.
Example-wise, even though they have the same amount of wins, Morgan is ahead of Sean no matter what happened in head-to-head because he has less losses.
Yep. And that's due to that half win. Mm-hmm. I have more half wins, but they don't count as much as real wins.
And then third tier is head-to-head, so if they had the same record in head-to-head, Morgan would be ahead of Sean because of that win.
Yep.
But that's only if there's a 2-way tie. If there's a 3-way tie or more...
That's where we get confusing.
We just go straight to most points scored.
And this is... all these tiebreakers are for everything, including the top 2 seeds, which will get the bye week, and then obviously getting into the playoffs.
Yep. And then for some reason, if you have the exact same points for, like Ryan and Andy have the exact same points for... Then we would go to total points against, kind of putting in your strength of schedule.
Okay.
If you have to play Joe 3 times, it shouldn't be held against you.
That would suck. Yeah.
And then after that, if you are somehow still tied, it'll go to an NFL extra point shootout.
Which is what Daniel's rooting for.
Yep.
I would be game for that, though. Maybe we should just make that last playoff spot. We all get on a field and take extra points and see who makes the most out of 10.
And how many guys pull their hamstring?
Yeah, that's true. We're all getting old, right?
That's what it would be.
We can't handle that.
Come right off the bone like Eckler.
Would you handle like the long snapping? Would you do that for us? Snap it for us?
No, that's all Davey.
No, okay.
No, Davey will get the hold. I'll do the long snap.
Yeah, I do the long snap. Get the hold. There we go.
All right, so yeah, that's just kind of the land as far as our tiebreakers go. I know you guys want to hear us break down the scenarios. How can I get in the playoffs? The quick answer is it's impossible to go through all the scenarios. I don't know. Daniel's fantastic mathematic mind can't even go through all these scenarios in the 20-minute podcast we have here. So
you can forward me, or you can message me and give me your email address, and I'll send you the spreadsheet. And you can play with it as much as you want, but
yeah.
It's hard to predict right now.
Yeah, I mean, the real thing is just keep winning.
Keep winning, get the half wins.
I mean, I think when we're looking it down, it's the only people that are really out of it are probably LaRoyce and Andy. Phil and Ryan could still make the playoffs. Yep. It's crazy with 2 weeks left, sitting down in 10th and 9th place there. And then David, I think, is the only one that's maybe Joe. David and Joe have clinched actual playoff berths, but Tim, Mike, Daniel, that's nothing secure right now because we were talking before, and you can I mean, the matchups kind of screw this up, but it's technically a 6 games swing that can happen in these next 2 weeks because there's a game and a half up for grabs for you, and then a game and a half that can be lost each week by somebody you need to lose it. Like, so Morgan could go down 6 and I could go up, or I could go up 3, he could go down 6, and there's that. Go up 3, go down 3, and that equals 6. That's what I meant to say. See, this is why Daniel handles all of our spreadsheets. But I'm going to throw it to Chris here. What is what are you looking at as far as the playoffs? Who do you think can make that like run? We've done an episode kind of already on this, but now we've got a little better idea. Is there somebody, who do you think is going to get that last spot?
That last spot, we're looking at the 6th spot there.
Yep.
All right.
Currently owned by Morgan Collins.
Morgan has a tough one, and Sean, you have a tough schedule going down the stretch.
Yes, I have strength of schedule. Mine is at the pointing down arrow.
Yep. It could be very much Ryan Meckes.
Okay. Careful what you say here. I mean,
but honestly, I like this. Terribly you threw it to me because I kind of like my position.
Then talk yourself up, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because you and Morgan have to play
Mr.
the Kalana brothers,
3-time champs with an asterisk.
Yeah,
that's what he said to me before this podcast started. He goes, "What if I won again this year? What if I won 4?" And I'm like, dude, stop.
I think we would just take off the asterisk. Just let you be 3 times.
Just be 3 times. I proved it. I can do it again. Going for the 8th spot, I do like my chances over what you and Morgan have.
Okay.
You have to play both Kalanas, right? Mm-hmm. And then Morgan has to play one of them, just Daniel.
Daniel, yep.
And then who does he have?
He plays he plays both Kalanas, I think.
Okay, so both of you guys.
We both play the Kalanas. Yeah. This is our fate is in the Kalana hands.
I am the Kalana king according to the season.
So
luck was basically it. You have to hope guys don't
I'm screwed then because
up.
I have the worst luck.
When I played him, he had a little bit of running back injuries, right? And then I think David, it came down to Devontae Adams not playing. And that's how I squeaked out both wins, and that's what you'll need to be both Kalanas. If at full strength, it's kind of hard. Look at their points for. Morgan obviously probably has the edge for that last spot, even if you guys split it.
Yeah.
Just because of that half win.
Well, and that's what it's going to come down to. I think it's not just the head-to-heads we have to worry about. It's definitely those half wins because I'm behind Morgan right now in the losses. But if I can get that extra half win over him, even if we split, like you said this week, we both beat one of the Kalanas, then that gives me an opportunity to get that 6th spot. A fun scheduling thing that's coming up, I would say, is actually between me and you, Daniel. We have the last week we play each other, and it could depend on, that could be almost a play-in game type of thing. If you were to lose this week and I was to win, or Morgan finds himself out of that spot, then and if Daniel loses, who plays Morgan this week, he would move up probably to that 5th spot, putting him in jeopardy. So it's just it's crazy all the scenarios that you can talk about.
You know what's also crazy is Phil is not in the playoffs. Someone that's been in the playoffs the last 7 years.
I know.
And I'm looking at his roster. I mean, Matty Ice. I mean, come on, he scored 5 points, so that's a tough one. He used to have all the good receivers. And had choosing there. Now he's playing guys like Christian Kirk and Henry Ruggs. So he went to Jacobs and Kamara, which none of us could blame him.
Yep.
Running backs are a premium here, but guys like Odell not producing, Cortland Sutton getting hurt, and Odell getting hurt, really hurt him there, pun intended. But Cooper Kupp was on the bench there, so it's really weird to see Phil down there. And you're looking at his roster, there's probably no way he should be making his way back up for a playoff spot with those really weak quarterback and receiver play.
Yeah, and another one, we kind of want to just mention everybody in here, but with Tim, as much as I've been frustrated with all of his trading, it's paid off. I mean, he actually has a roster that could compete. He's in that 3rd spot right now. Just the fact that he shored up his running backs with Kareem Hunt, Mostert coming back. He got that trade with you done at the last minute. Got rid of Chase Claypool, so now he can just hope that Juju is the option in Pittsburgh. And then Travis Kelce's the freaking cheat code because nobody else has a tight end that can get over 10 points.
I'm looking past this week 13, going in for my brother, Mike. I know you listen because you always give me a critique later. But Ronald Jones on a bye. Forget the Buccaneers have a late bye.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a late bye.
That's why Ryan won't make the playoffs.
The Panthers have a late bye.
Ryan has Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, and Ryan Suckup. Don't forget about his kicker.
So there's 2 starters out for Mike. If Adam Thielen is on the COVID list for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
That's another guy
Ooh.
that's sitting on his bench.
Opportunity.
So he could be down a few starters that he's depending on. If Wilson and Nick Chubb explode, that could be enough to carry him over. So Mike might be that guy who does take that slide. Again, Morgan, who's at that 6th spot, has a very tough 2-week matchup.
I think he's going to critique you this week based on what you just said.
Oh, he yells at me when he hears. He's like, "Well, you give me no love." I'm like, "Well, just like in real life, no love."
I'm feeling pretty good where I am. I feel like I could make some move up the standings if I win out.
That's true.
Because I do have the head-to-head against Joe, Tim, and Mike. So if I tie them at all, I jump them with the head-to-head.
Yeah, so you're still not out of the race for that bye week.
Yep.
It's just crazy how much you can flip upside down here in this next 2 weeks.
Trying to look at Joe here. Can Joe fall out of that 2 spot with his matchups? Again,
Daniel's your 2 wins behind him?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's...
And the same amount of losses, so...
So, again, even if McCaffrey comes back, week 13, McCaffrey's out. So and Mike Davis. So, and DJ Moore. Remember, he's kind of a homer when it comes to
that's the other bye. Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone's about out of fab money. So you're looking at your bench right now. So hopefully you guys don't listen to this till after waivers gone through so I can pick up the guys I need.
They will because it comes out at 5 a.m., so careful what you say.
But you look at Joe. Joe's kind of favored in week 13, but there's a lot of what ifs right there that could move and shake. David, yes, is probably the only one secured at his spot.
Tim does have the Buccaneerless Ryans
Tim.
in week 13.
So Tim's making the playoffs.
He could get that second seed there.
Yep.
Ryan's got voodoo, man. He can do something different.
It's true. This is his time to shine here at the end of the year when it doesn't matter.
Daniel brought it up last year when we did this. We had the little icon of what we talked about, the little voodoo thing of how Ryan played me, you, and David, and beat us all. And he was basically tanking with Mason Rudolph at quarterback.
Yep.
And
we lost to Mason Rudolph. It didn't feel very good.
Yeah, the 3 of us played the worst week. And 2 of us are hurt because it got us out of playoffs.
All right. That's pretty much all we got for you guys today here. I did want to throw one last curveball at you guys. This is Thanksgiving episodes. So let's just do what we're most thankful for this fantasy season. It can be in our league. It can be with players. I'm going to start off, and it's for Leroyce. I'm just thankful that Leroyce is in our league. I know this is the answer probably most people want to give. I know it's David. David is just loving the chat with Leroyce. I mean, you're fun in fantasy itself, but you're just killing it in our chat with gifts and this week with the Taysom Hill chicken leg.
The roasts that he goes through.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
He's got to have all this prepared before he throws it on there.
He's rubbed off on all of us. Like Daniel did a fun one this week. He just did the Infinity Stones. So he went through and renamed his roster for all these stones.
I like Daniel. Got to show you some love. I'm not going to use this for my thankful thing, but when you put those little headliners after the rankings, I look forward to that. It's like you should.
What's the matchup to watch?
It's like in another life you worked when newspapers were the thing, and you were the byline guy. You're the headline dude. You know.
Some places still know how business is done.
Michael Scott, love it. All right, so I'm thankful for trading this season.
Yes.
That made it a lot of fun. Lots of trades. A lot of you guys hitting me up for trade advice. Some of you guys sitting at the table. It was really cool. I wasn't part of as many trades, probably 4 or 5, but being part of advising you guys was hilarious. But
it's true.
A ton of fun because
we needed authentication.
My other leagues seem extremely boring compared to what we do.
Yeah.
It's really boring. I just remember to set the lineup and go to waivers. Here we chat, we trade. There's always something happening.
What about you, Daniel? Anything you're thankful for this fantasy season?
I'm thankful for Eckler coming back.
And Keenan Allen in that trade, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike's not liking that. 16 catches.
Thankful for the Chargers pieces.
And I'm thankful that Joe traded me Giovanni Bernard. I bring it up every time there's bad news about Mixon.
All right. Well, that's pretty much, like I said, that's what we got for you guys this week. Good luck to you all, unless you are getting that 6th spot, because I would like it.
I would like it too.
As Daniel said, the frenemies are all vying for it. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a good Thanksgiving.
All right. Deuces, Tim.